She's about to say something that she says might get her fired, but she says she don't care anyway. So let's see what she's going to say, and I'll give my thoughts on the back end.
I'm going to vent. I am at work right now, and look, I don't know if this is a generational thing or what. I don't want to use AI. I am getting reminded every day through email or posts or whatever, saying, hey, try to use AI for this, check out AI, go get trained on AI. We have, internal courses for you so you can learn the languages, you can learn all the prompts, you could da-da-da. I don't want to. I don't want to learn a new technology. I have multiple degrees to get this job that I have. I'm smart. I can do my job. And I've been doing it very well for 30 years. And I don't want to learn anything new. And that sounds horrible. I hear myself, but I just don't want to. And I'm wondering if this is how my parents felt. Well, I know they've been retired for 25, 30 years. So it was kind of right on the cusp of the internet. But Jesus, I just don't want to. Okay, bye.
I'm going to say two things first and foremost, right? And it was great that she even mentioned her parents and the internet, because the first thing I was going to say is, imagine going back 25 years. And instead of saying AI, she's saying, I've got my degrees. I don't want to learn the internet. This is that reaction you just had in your mind. That's dumb. That's silly. That doesn't make any sense. This is the same thing you should be thinking right now. And I get it, right? That'll be the third thing I say, right? So that was number one. The second thing I'm going to say is this. I remember growing up, and one of the things I always said to myself was, Israel, never become a dinosaur. What did I mean by that? Never become extinct. What did I mean by that? Never become one of those people, Israel, who things are changing, things are growing, things are developing, and you can't stick with it. You can't go with it because you're stuck in your own ways. One of the greatest books I read years ago, which I recommend, is a simple book, so powerful, called Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese? If you haven't, read it. And what's actually fascinating is I read one of the author's other books a couple of years ago, maybe last year or 2 years ago, Peaks and Valleys. Another simple but great book as well, right? Don't be a dinosaur. Don't be a dinosaur. You went to school, you've got your education, but your employer, is making it known to you and to all of the staff in the company that we are not going to get left behind in this AI wave, in this AI revolution. Get on board. Anybody saying that they don't want to get on board, you are going to be gone. This is why it's not a surprise. She knows she may get fired for saying this, because she can see the writing on the wall. Now, one of the things I was thinking when she was saying what she was saying was, the only way today, really, you can say, I don't want to use AI, and is if you have your own business. This is one of the reasons why I always recommend and I show people how to start leveraging their own unique skills and hobbies and expertise in order to make money on a daily basis. Because it's important to have income which is closely tied to you without how the economy is doing. So the reason I'm saying that is because if the economy is doing well, typically you have job security most of the time, not all the time. When the economy is doing badly or poorly, that's when there's thousands of layoffs in thousands of different companies. So when it's layoff time and layoff season, who do you think they're going to be saying it's time to go for? Someone like her, right? Why? Because she's not going to do the things which will help her or help the company move forward faster. I get the whole AI thing, right? And I even get the whole AI thing from a Christian perspective. Some people think, oh, it's the mark of the beast. No, it's not the mark of the beast, right? They're not saying you can't buy or sell or anything along those lines. So we know just from that alone, it's not the mark of the beast. But there are genuine concerns. So I look at AI and I'm like, there's 3 ways to think about this. The first way is you're just totally against AI. And I'd say that's totally wrong. You weren't against the internet, maybe you were, but the internet has been proven to be a very valuable resource. You weren't against bank cards where you can pay money and all that kind of stuff. You use that sort of stuff. Not being for AI at all doesn't make sense to me. Especially when so many people are even using AI without even knowing it. Then there's the people who are totally sold on AI. And I don't think that's a smart place to be either. If you are totally sold on AI, then maybe you're not really thinking enough about the potential dangers and consequences which can come from AI. Then there's a nice sweet spot where you're not against AI, but you're not falling head over heels in love with AI. The same way you're not falling head over heels in love with the internet. The internet has many good things about it. But there are also certain things which are bad about the internet, which come typically with good things. So saying all that to say, AI is something that you should use, and there's various different ways you can use AI. You can use AI in many different ways beyond some of the things that people may be thinking, wait, no, I can't use it because of this and because of that, etc. Right? I use AI in my business every single day. I use it, my staff use it. We're always looking for ways that we can use the AI that's out there to help us do what we are trying to do, right? So again, there's so many things out there that AI can do. Some stuff with AI I don't even touch. I'm not even interested in. But the areas in which help my business function, and not only function, flourish, move more rapidly, move faster, I will use it. I will encourage people to use it. And that's the sort of mindset you should have as well. And I'm even already training my children to use it as well. Why? Because just like the internet 20, 30 years ago, we got internet in my house, for example, when I was like 14, 15. So we were late. Like, we had internet at school. I'd go to some of my friends' house and they'd have internet, okay? So some of my friends had the dial-up, right? And then some of my friends got broadband. And then when broadband came out, that was around this time when we got internet in our house. Because my dad didn't really use internet like that. He didn't like, so it's like, why do we need it, right? When we as children obviously started to get older, then it was like, okay, yeah, dad, like we need internet, let's get internet. Then we started showing him the benefits of the internet. And then he started using it. Now, my dad probably uses the internet more than all of us. So I'm just saying that to say, my dad isn't a dinosaur, all glory to God. And it's a good example for someone like me growing up saying, listen, like, don't be a dinosaur, Israel. And it's the same thing I'm going to show my children. They know internet, obviously, they've grown up in this. AI is this new thing. I'm teaching and showcasing my children, this is what AI is, this is how you can use it. And obviously, the more and more my children get integrated into the stuff that I do, the business, all that kind of stuff, the more they're going to see the different things. Okay, this is how we do this right now. This is how we do this right now. And the fact that technology is increasing and moving so rapidly, it gives us, like, things are always changing basically. So this is how we did it a month ago or 6 months ago. This is how we're doing it now, right? Things are continuing to get better. It wasn't too long ago, the images that a lot of AI was generating weren't really good. Now, fast forward a few months, a lot of the imaging is really good. Really good. It's only going to get better. I've been seeing this ad recently about this girl. She's talking about, she's putting together her whole series with AI. You can be so creative. You can make, I made a music album, right? There's so many different things you can do with AI. There's no more excuses. This is what's so funny. You hear people talk about, there's no good, like so many of these gospel artists are just doing crazy stuff. You can make your own gospel album. There's no more excuses, guys. The AI it's not going to solve everything because it's not God, right? And yes, there are people who think AI is God and is going to try and take over. But you know what, guys? We win. We win, guys. So as wicked as some people's intentions are with AI, it's never going to get to a point where AI defeats God or the enemy defeats God, guys. We win. So what do we use AI for? Just like we use everything else for, we use all this stuff to the honor and to the glory of the Lord. So we use these things to help us to speed up our processes of doing stuff which honor and glorify God. If someone else is doing something for evil, that means even more so why we should be doing it for good. Guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section about AI as well. What's your stance? Don't forget to react righteously, guys. God bless.